All right, welcome back to the Uplink. I'm Rick Olson, and Jeff Goebel's been my guest today, and we've kind of talked about we talked about ranching and some of that stuff, but really specifically, we've been talking about how patterns and stagnant thinking kind of get in our way. What kind of regular work do you do? I mean, obviously, you set up a workshop for those people. What other types of projects have you worked on?
Oh gosh, I'm working with. I do all kinds of work, and that's why I'm kind of stumbling. What do I say? Because I work helping people create change, and that's what I really enjoy.
So conflict resolution.
Yes.
You also deal with environmental issues, with ecological, with farming, horticulture, all that stuff.
Yeah, business. It's just people get in conflict between people, unresolved issues. And I find that, a lot of times that we think conflict is an individual person-to-person thing, that intergroup conflict or interpersonal conflict, but I also do a lot of intrapersonal conflict, which is within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly it's our own belief systems that get in our way of actually getting what we want.
Does that mean we have to sacrifice our morals in favor of a new way of thinking, or how does that work?
Yeah, the thing with my work is I don't believe in compromise. I don't believe that's a successful manner, because in compromise you lose, and you don't feel good when you lose. And some people may feel like they've won something when the other person's lost. I don't believe anybody wins when somebody loses. So
Okay.
I feel like my work is on consensus, which is 100% agreement to do the right thing.
Right.
So whatever that group of people or that that individual, whatever things that matter to that person, that matters. That's important, and that's got to be part of the solution. That's got to be incorporated in the solution. And so the work that I do, and I use the question: does anyone disagree with this concept that we've come up with? If there's any disagreement, then we continue working on it till there is full agreement, till there's that we can say this is what we want. And when I've done groups, particularly with change issues in the last couple of years, I get 100% agreement that this is the kind of change that they've designed that they want to support. Mm-hmm. And I've worked with very, very contentious issues, and
that's, it's easy to see, because in the world we live in, it just seems like people are clashing all the time. And it seems like, and that's one thing I wanted Jeff to be my guest, because with the other stuff I've interviewed him about, there's always been this avenue that you've provided that was kind of the small unopened door nobody bothered to look at.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of got to win on this.
Yeah. And it's critical, and the piece that's a real fundamental part of this is listening with respect, and the knowing that all people will be heard. Mm-hmm. And that's really, really important for human beings, is that basic piece. And that means not 99 versus 1 or 76 versus 24. That means 100% to 0, that it's everybody gets heard and incorporated into the thinking that where we move. And it's very refreshing for people. It's usually unbelievable to people that can happen. But it happens, it happens all the time with what I do. So it's an incredible state for humans to be in when they can come up with 100% agreement to do something that they want to do.
If somebody wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do it?
Yeah, I've got a couple sources, of course. My website is a really good one. It's just simply aboutlistening.com. Okay. And there's a lot of information on there. I actually believe in open source information, so sharing stuff with people. I do see that it makes people's lives better, it makes our world better, and so if it's available to people, it's available to people. And so you can get a lot of information off my website, and you can use that. You're free to use that and just go and do what you need to do with that. If you want to get a hold of me, there's a contact information on there for my phone number and my email. And either one of those is usually good to catch me with. And then we're just starting a new project, because I do have an interest in climate change and some of the bigger challenges with our state of our world. One of the things that I'm focusing a lot on is the photosynthesis side, or bringing the carbon back to the earth, bringing getting water back on the earth. Those are some of the really serious issues we're facing. And so we're using this consensus work to be able to do that, to increase food production, increase profitability, increase water supply. I'm doing a lot of that kind of work with this initiative. And so there's a Facebook site called Climate Consensus Institute that we just are building right now, and that's you get more information about that particular thing if you're interested in that. So those are some really simple ways to get a hold of me.
Okay, great. And me and Jeff will be doing another segment on that particular part of it, and so we'll do that during another show. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
And we will have more stuff here on the Uplink. Make sure you check out the other offerings we have at Who Cares TV, and we'll talk to you.